Madam Deputy Clerk, you want to call the roll?
Yes. Beckett,
Here.
Dean,
Here.
Gardner,
Here.
Leo,
Here.
Lewis,
Here.
Stan's been excused. Tresser.
Here.
All right, very good. Mr. Manager, I think I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So this is a public session, which is part of our state grant that we're applying for. City of Saugatuck and the township are applying for two grants, one being the transportation grant through, it's a federally funded grant. The one that we're going to be discussing today is the Michigan Natural Resource Grant. And so that's the purpose of the meeting today. We have on the Zoom C2AE, and they're going to go through an overview. You have a packet in front of you, and they're going to go through that, and then we're just going to open up for a public discussion. So that's where we're at, Madam Mayor.
Okay, very good. All right. Holly, got anything you want to add? You want to-
No, I just would point out that this is our second and final grant. As the manager said, MDOT TAP was first and Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund through the DNR is the second.
All right, very good. Okay, who do we have online from C2AE?
This is Roger Marks, and Rusty Owens is also here with me.
Very good. So over to you, gentlemen.
Thank you. And thanks for accommodating me to get on the Zoom meeting here. I wanted to be in person, but the cold that I contracted is not going to allow that to happen. So if I may, I'd like to share screen. Is that available to me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I'll go over some of the basics of the project so that folks are aware. This is the general location within Saugatuck, Douglas, and Saugatuck Township area. And it connects to south to a proposed trailway all the way down to the Calhaven Trail and beyond, and north up through the Holland Metro Trail area. So what we're looking at is within the more difficult, I would say, areas that are a part of this grant. And I'll go forward with the location map. And here are the three proposed, or the four proposed areas, sections through the trail, up to Algon Street, and then here through the park and past the cemetery. Any questions at all about the route here?
Any questions, anybody? Oh, you're good to go.
Thank you. I'll go through the four different areas here quickly. So this is across the river, of course. We've got a section. I won't go over every aspect of the cross section, but it does allow for the trail to be separated from the roadway in such a way that it doesn't stop any problems with emergency vehicles. That was part of the design intent and the final solution here. Moving on from Lake Street up through Maple Street, this requires a boardwalk because of the environmental conditions here. And then between Maple and up the old Allegan, this is a separated trail that doesn't require boardwalk, can be built directly. It does have some areas that will need some retaining wall in order to meet the grading requirements. Just a little bit of boardwalk up in the right side of the screen here.
Okay.
And then lastly, past the park area. And there is a little bit of timber boardwalk through that because we have some environmentally sensitive areas there. Everything else is a hot mix asphalt for all the rest of the trail. Okay, so those are the descriptions, and I think from there I'm probably better if I just entertain questions.
Okay. So basically, I've got a question, if that's okay. I'll start. So basically, basically getting public input for the Michigan portion of this from the DNR. It's not like there's any more funding that's going to be required of us. We've already anteed up, so to speak, for the grant. And this is just due diligence, if I will, on our part. And then the township's doing the same thing, I think, tonight. So, right? Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. Questions from council? What?
If you'd like me to quickly go over numbers, I could do that so that it makes sense.
Up to you, Madam Mayor. I mean, the numbers are
Yeah, we've got the
included in your
packet here.
packet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very well.
Got the packet here.
Is it helpful for anybody to review this or have we reviewed?
Yeah, I think we all are, I think we're all pretty familiar with where we're at, so, all right.
Yeah, we might get questions on the numbers and the trail when we open it up for public comment.
Okay, yeah, very good. All right. Let's go on ahead and do that then. We'll move into a public input session. Anybody who's here or online who would like to say anything, please introduce yourself and limit your comments to 3 minutes, I think, pretty much. Same rule of order. Anybody?
I'd always open it up to the
Yes.
people in the audience first.
You can come on up if you want.
Excuse me, I've already written a letter to Holly, so it's.
Okay.
I don't want to be redundant,
Nope, that's fine.
saying we both have, so.
All right, the two gentlemen in the audience said they've submitted letters, so
Of
we've got
sup-
those
of
of
support?
support. Yep.
Okay.
All right, Barb Lucier has her hand up. Hi, Barb.
Hi, I'm just online because I wanted to tell you how pleased I am with the progress you've made. And I certainly encourage Michigan to provide all the funding that it can. Thank you.
Thanks, Barb. Anybody else online?
John Mayline.
Hi, John.
Yes, I reside in South Haven. I've been a supporter of the trail for a number of years and appreciate all the progress the committee has made over the last few years and really endorse the continued development of that and look forward to the day when it will be connected all the way to the city of South Haven. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Looks like Patricia has her
Garnett,
hands up.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
can we ask that they identify the community of residents
Yeah,
or
he
their
said
address?
South-
He
he
did.
said
I didn't
South.
know, we know Barb. I think for the
Okay,
record, for a public hearing, I think we should be,
okay,
we should be expressing their residency.
I
all
agree.
right. Hi, Patricia. You want to introduce where
Hi.
you're from? Hi.
Yes, I'm Pat and I have a residence at 890 Holland Street. Although it is my summer residence, I'm there a good 4 to 5 months out of the year. And I so appreciate the progress of the trail. I've been a supporter for many years and an avid cyclist. And so I use the trail a lot, especially going north, and I'd love to be able to use it more going south. So I appreciate the progress and certainly support the ongoing efforts. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Pat. Appreciate it. Anybody else? I don't see any hands.
Address for the record?
Hi, who do we, John? Hi. Yep.
Yes, it's 612 LaGrange, LaGrange Street, South Haven.
Very good. Thanks,
Thank you.
John.
Thank
All
you.
right. Dick Waskin, hi. How you doing? You're muted.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, Dick Waskin, 6576 Heron Ridge Road, Saugatuck Township. I just want to thank the council and for all their work and the fact that they've actually been working with the community area here, which I think is admirable, and happy to see progress of things moving forward. I appreciate that they found workarounds for where there had been some objections by some at Lake Street. I do hope that we keep safety in consideration as the trail moves forward, because that intersection will probably need a little further attention. But I support the plans and I support the grant application, and hopefully the state of Michigan will support that as well. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. All right. Anybody else? I think that's it. Pretty much it. Okay, no other hands raised. All right, very good. I think that's it. Anything else you want to add? Anybody? No?
Um,
All right.
Not unless there's anything else from our consultants.
No.
Oh, pleasure to be here. If you need
All
anything,
right,
we're here
very
for you.
good. If you're a Catholic, go light a candle, right? You know, basically, and positive vibes, sending positive vibes that we get both these grants, that would be awesome. Yep.
Yeah,
Very
and
good.
if I could,
Yes,
I would
go
just like to thank the staff of the tri-communities and their level of cooperation and coordination, and the things that are unseen with the grant application like this is reaching out to Disability Network in Holland, having a handicap review, reaching out to Fish and Wildlife to make sure that the flora and the fauna and endangered species, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of hidden work, and I'm just very appreciative to everyone, and the level of cooperation within the community, I think, really has been unprecedented. So the support and the hours should be noted.
Very good. Yes, thank you. Go ahead, Mark.
Yes, could we ask Roger to go through the timeframes on the trust fund grant? So, the public who are here and refresh council's memory on what we have in front of us, because I know it's not going to be decided in the next month or so.
Sorry, I thought I was stuck on mute there. I'm not. Yes, the DNR Trust Fund actually, it's not DNR, it's Natural Resources Trust Fund actually takes their applications once a year. So it's different than the TAP grant that takes a rolling application over the course of the year, at least quarterly. So you'll be getting some kind of a understanding of whether you have it somewhere in the August timeframe for the trust fund grant. Trust fund grant is obviously the smaller piece, but should you actually get selected for both of them, and you're in a very good point getting situation for each one, then you can move right forward with your project after this latter part of this year.
So, excuse me, did you say that the grant will be awarded in August, or will we have some indication as to whether we'd be successful or not?
You'll be aware of the selection, and I think sitting here, I don't know exactly what day they're going to award.
I think they're typically in this around December.
Yeah.
Early December.
They give you notice that you move forward in August. And I believe can you confirm, I believe we get notice from MDOT TAP within the next month or two. Is that correct?
Yes, you'll get an indication and perhaps some more questions, but yeah, that comes up very soon.
If we move, they'll let us know if we move forward.
When we
Yes.
move forward. When we move forward.
Good answer. Thank you.
All right. Very good. Anything else for the good of the order?
I do have one question. I'm assuming this will go to Roger. Russ Gardner, City Council. Again, very nice preparation. Appreciate all the detailed information, especially the financial picture. I just want to confirm this is best case scenario for the city of Saugatuck's commitment, correct? That assumes funding at 70% from the TAP grant, as well as the Michigan National Resources Trust Fund funding at 100%, correct?
That's correct. Yes. The TAP grant has a variability of what the percent of grant would be. And this one is fairly high up there, though it's high in the priorities within its point system. So yes, it is best case scenario with funding perspective. Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
And then, I don't know if this would be Rogers or one of the committee members. Once the grant, again, optimistic approach that we're successful, then we go into the design phase of the project. Is that?
That's
are those
correct.
the steps
That's correct.
and timeframes around those? Is that set by? That's part of the grant, I think. Don't we have to honor certain timeframes?
That's correct. We can look to our engineers to answer the question. So if the TAP grant's awarded, what is the timeline for receiving the funds and going through final design?
You should get the funds in fiscal year of 2023, which is October through October. And I believe with the TAP grant, and actually Rusty, you might correct me on this, but I believe with the TAP grant, you got 2 or 3 years to spend it, but we can move forward with design right away.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Great. All right.
So that scenario, that's when we get into more the devil's in the details, so to speak, when it comes to landscaping and where we locate sidewalk and all the retaining walls and things like that.
Yeah, thank you for acknowledging that, because there's, we've got those basic cross sections for boardwalk, but we have to get very specific about how it connects on each end, and then how we get through the intersections as well. And we do have a good plan for the bridge, but then you get right down into every bolt and every tie bar.
All right.
And going forward, we're going to continue the level of engagement with the community in that phase as well.
Which is really maybe the most important part, in my mind at least.
Absolutely.
And the engineers will remain involved as well.
Mhm.
C2AE,
Yes.
great, which is perfect.
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, with that, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right. Roll call. Do we need to do a roll call? Do we need to roll call?
All in favor?
Yes, all in favor. Say
Aye.
aye. I know. This is roll call. Very good.
Well, it's because it's a public hearing.
Pretty straightforward.
For public input
45
session.
minutes. Yeah, I think,
Yep.
I think
Yeah,
10.
decent.